In this video, I'm going to show you how to get a 20x return on your practice investment without buying a single piece of new equipment, running another Facebook ad, or getting yet another certification so you can finally stop bleeding money on things that honestly don't move the needle and feel like the smart, capable PT that you actually are. My name is Dr. Javier Carlin. I'm the founder of the PT Freedom Formula, and I help solo physical therapists hit 50K months in 25 to 30 hours a week while actually being present at home. I've helped PTs go from 20 to 50K a month in 90 days, and I've watched others spend $40,000 on equipment that collects dust because they couldn't bring themselves to actually market and charge what it was worth. If you want to double your revenue without having to double your hours, subscribe to this channel and let's get into it. Most physical therapists believe that the smartest investment that they can make is buying new equipment, running better marketing strategies, or getting another certification to justify charging more. And look, I get it. That makes total sense. You went to school for years. You were trained to solve problems with tools, with skills and credentials. So when revenue is stuck, your brain goes, I need more tools. I need more skills. I need more certifications. I need more credentials. But here's a problem with that sort of thinking. First, it keeps you buying equipment that you're too afraid to charge for. That Alter-G treadmill that's sitting in the corner, the laser therapy system that you use 3 times a week at $40 to $50 a session, you bought it to grow your practice, but instead it's growing your debt. Second, it sends your marketing spend straight into a shredder. You run the ads, the leads come in, and then you talk yourself down from 300 to maybe 150 a session because something in you says they just won't pay for it. You're not paying for marketing, you're paying for leads that you discount into the ground. It's not sustainable. Third, it keeps you stacking certifications that never once change your session rate. You add the letters, but you don't raise the price because deep down, the problem was never the lack of credentials, it was never that. And all of this leads to the worst result of all. You do the math one day and realize you've spent over $40,000 over 2 years and maybe made an extra $7,000 to $10,000, that's a 0.18 return. You lost money while working 60 hours a week or more and missing dinners with your family. Sound familiar? That's because this line of thinking, the idea of I need more external stuff to grow, is the exact thing that's keeping you stuck. But there is a better way. The reality is that every dollar you spend on equipment, on marketing, or certification gets filtered through your psychology first. And if your psychology is broken, if you have unconscious beliefs that are running in the background that say, I'm not worth premium prices, you will sabotage every single investment that you ever make. Every single one. And look, here's why that's not my opinion. It's a math problem, right? Think about this one for a second. You've already bought the equipment, you already have the certifications, you already ran the ads, and you're still not charging what you know you should be. So if getting more credentials was going to fix it, it would have been fixed by now. The problem isn't that you don't have enough justification to charge more. The problem is that something inside you, something you probably can't even name and aren't consciously aware of, won't let you. That's not a business problem, that's a psychology problem, and no amount of equipment is going to fix it. Make sense? Naval Ravikant, entrepreneur, investor, a guy who thinks about money differently than anyone, said it straight. He said, the biggest returns come from internal compounding, not external compounding. A $10,000 investment in healing your psychology and rewiring your mind can 10x every other investment that you make for the rest of your life. A $10,000 piece of equipment might 1x that one thing, right? Do the math. Which one's better? Here's the best way I can explain your situation right now. Imagine you have a broken foot. The broken foot is stopping you from pressing the gas pedal properly. But instead of fixing the foot, you keep upgrading the car. Better brake pedals, better engine, racing tires, professional tune-up. You're now driving a $135,000 race car at maybe 12 miles per hour. Someone says, hey, maybe fix your foot first. And you say, that seems expensive and kind of scary. I'd rather spend the money on something that I can see and that I can touch. That's exactly what's happening in your practice and your life right now. Your broken foot is the unconscious belief that charging premium makes you greedy, or that clients won't pay, or that you're not quite worth what the best PTs charge. Your car upgrades are the equipment, the ads, the certifications. You can keep upgrading, or you can fix the foot and suddenly realize the car you already have is more than enough. And what's crazy is that you use this exact same logic every single day in the treatment room. Think about it. A patient comes in with chronic low back pain. You could throw every modality at them. Decompression table, laser, PEMF, dry needling. But if that patient has fear avoidance beliefs, if they're catastrophizing, if they're terrified to move, what happens? The treatments don't work, right? The research is clear. Pain psychology predicts outcomes better than imaging findings. Patient confidence in the recovery is the number one predictor of success. You would never say, you know what, let's just buy better equipment and ignore how you feel about movement and ignore these fears that you have. You'd say, we need to address the psychology first and have a conversation about this and explain why movement is a good thing. And then the treatment will actually work, right? So why are you running your business and yourself the opposite way? You have business pain, revenue stuck, can't raise prices, you're working too much, and you keep buying equipment and running ads while completely ignoring the fear avoidance beliefs that are running your practice and your pricing conversations. You've got to fix the psychology first, and then everything else works. You know this, right? You just haven't applied it to yourself yet. And that's okay. We all have blind spots. Here's another study to drive this point home. MIT researchers studied 847 companies over 5 years. All had made major technology investments. The question was, why do some companies get massive returns from the same equipment while others lose money? Their finding was 70% of technology ROI was determined by the organization's psychology, their mindset, beliefs, culture, not the actual technology itself. Two companies, same exact equipment, company with poor mindset, 0.8 times return, company with a strong mindset, 12.8 times return. It's a 16 times difference. Same equipment. You're a one-person organization. Your psychology is your company culture. It determines the ROI on every piece of equipment you'll ever buy. Our client Danny came in at $20K a month. He was 1 year in the business, solo practice, treating orthopedic and sports patients. Really motivated guy, really motivated, but driven completely by fear. Once we got rid of that fear, in 90 days, he went from 20 to 50K a month. Cut his hours from 60 to 35. He's home for dinner every night. And his words were, I was always motivated, but driven by fear. And now I'm pulled by vision, what's possible. And it changed everything. That's what fixing the psychology does. It doesn't just change your pricing. It changes how you show up in every conversation, every session, every decision inside your practice and outside of it. So here's where you're at right now. You can keep doing what you've been doing, buy the next piece of equipment, run the next round of ads, get the next certification, and keep generating 0.3 returns on investments that should be making you rich. Or you can do what Daniel did, what I did. You can fix the actual problem, the unconscious beliefs that are blocking you from charging what you're worth, working the hours you want, and being present for the people who matter most. If you want to hit consistent 50K months in 25 to 30 hours a week without buying more stuff, without running more ads or grinding yet another year away, here's what I would do right now. 1, subscribe to this channel. I drop content every week specifically for solo PT owners who are serious about this. 2, register for our next masterclass in the description below, where I'll show you how to scale your PT practice to 50K months without feeling trapped by your business. And 3, if you're ready to stop theorizing and go all in, go ahead and click the link below to book a free 45-minute clarity call with me. We'll review your current situation, identify your number one unconscious block, and figure out together if you're a fit for the PT Freedom Formula. There's no pressure, there's no pitch at all, just pure clarity. I only work with 5 PT practice owners a month because everything is customized. So if the spots are open when you're watching this, don't sit on it because your kids aren't waiting, time isn't waiting. Go ahead and drop a comment below and tell me, how much money do you think you spent on equipment, on ads, or certifications over the last 2 years? And what did it actually return for you? I'd love to show you the math on what's actually possible.